Welcome back to the Tandosive EV podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Today, literally 5 seconds before recording this, we got some new Cybertruck images, so I assume that's going to be the whole show today. I apologize if you were hoping we were going to talk about tax credits or Elon's taxes or...
I was so excited.
Wall Street Journal interview.
The interview. All of that is infinitely less interesting than these images that we've been breaking down, and we quickly had to remember we got a show to record.
Here's my... I just want to give a quick summary of how that interview went. Wall Street Journal host asks a Wall Street Journal question. Elon gives a Wall Street answer about where his stance is. Her with the Pikachu shocked face. Acting like, come on now. You knew what you were doing. You got your clickbait. Yeah. You got your clickbait. Now can we talk about the cool stuff? And now everything that Elon was talking about, never mind all that. Cybertruck. Can we talk about that?
This is far more interesting. So, new information, new details we're getting from these images. First is the first ever Cybertruck windshield wiper has now been seen.
Yeah.
Finally. I've been looking for this for years. I've been asking Elon, what do the wipers look like? One image I'm looking at, kind of the first one Sawyer Merritt posted, the glass from the Tesla glass video. I was wrong. I'll take the L on that. It is definitely the updated Cybertruck glass. They have the curved top. Do you notice that?
I do. I'm looking at it.
The glass seam is now curved.
It doesn't match up with the back glass either. It now... changes in width as it goes from the front glass to the back glass.
That's true. There's no door handles. We have a much better view of the side view mirrors. There's different rims.
There's a different dashboard. You can.
Oh yeah, the dashboard is black now.
Complete clarity on the side view mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The tires are different too.
I don't know if the actual tread is different or if it's just the caps are off or something, but
that's kind of tough.
Does the bed look smaller to you? From a top-down view?
I'd have to look at some old photos. Yeah.
Hang on. I got it all memorized in this little noggin. The bed actually looks refined. Now, like what I mean is that
it looks smaller.
So it's not just me.
The thickness of the bed itself, like the steel part, looks actually thick. It doesn't look when I saw that piece in person, even though the lid was closed, like they had the gate down on it, you could tell that it was thin because it wasn't the full stainless steel thing. It was just kind of like a chassis of it, or at least like the outer part of it. This one actually looks thick. So that might play into it looking smaller, but I think when you look inside the bed itself straight down, all that rubber or plastic material that's right there now, I'm looking from the direct angle looking down where you can see like the bag in the back. That part right there looks like it kind of still hooks over, so I think the bed's a normal sized bed. It looks more like straight. It doesn't look like it's expanding out as much as like the prototype did. The prototype kind of looked like it had these almost off angles that were kind of going out like that a little bit, or reversely. This one actually looks more straight.
It's got an overhang now, and that crossbar that goes above the bed is definitely thicker. Along with that, if you compare the early Cybertruck photos that they showed on the site and released also in that giant picture gallery that they did, I think, a couple months ago, instead of a stainless steel look, it's now more of like a sprayed-in bed, like what typical truck buyers would do if they wanted to protect their bed.
Yeah.
I still haven't done with
bed
my
liner.
Truck. Yeah, bed liner. Thank you. So they haven't done that.
It does.
But in a lot
I wonder if they still have the little grooves for you to attach hooks in, or if those are just little grates on the bed for grip in the cargo. I can't tell.
At least the above line where a lot of people are speculating where the camping package is supposed to slide in, that looks like it's still there. It actually looks oppositely colored than the original pictures of that little, I guess, inset. But otherwise, these are really cool. I'm especially happy about the side view mirrors, even though that people might not like them because they're big. And I think what Drew said right before the podcast is it's definitely going to affect aero, which I would agree. It's
400-mile range with mirrors, 500 without mirrors.
Oh my god!
It reminds me. It reminds me of my Model Y mirrors, just scaled up a bit, which is nice compared to like my Ram truck, which is a little bit more of like an oval sideways instead of an oval upward. This looks like it's a little bit more of an oval upward, but then angled a little bit. But looks fine.
At a first glance, they look fold in.
Yeah, I think some of the images have them folded in. I can't tell, but I think there's definitely been at least some type of redesign with the bed, because especially in the image I'm sending to the group chat now, it looks smaller to me. Like, I wonder if they feel more comfortable doing a smaller bed because they decided the midgate was worth it. Because I think the midgate is very, very important for the people who plan on camping in this thing. Having a way to access the cab or have camp mode in the vault is pretty important. So if there's a way to lower that second row of seats down and to extend the amount of cargo space you have, I think I'd be okay with a smaller bed. But yeah, just look at, in that picture I sent, look at how quickly the tailgate is relative to the back tire.
Yeah.
Like there's not much space compared to
the distance,
how much there was before.
They changed where the charging port is at too.
They did.
Prototype was right behind the back left tire.
Oh, I wonder where it is now.
Can
you tell?
That's a good question. I can't see unless
I don't
it's
see
unless maybe
opening.
it's in the.
Where was it before?
Wheel well?
Yeah, maybe
It's right behind the wheel well.
Well, so it was behind it in the prototype. Now it looks like it might be built in, kind of like how they did with the cameras. I don't even know if I can see the cameras now.
Maybe it's on
It charges through it charges through the back left tire.
I think that's a great observation, Randy, because something that was of concern is backing this thing in and out of chargers, along with like if you're towing. If they've put it on the front right, because there's not really a good clear image of the front right, that would be good, because when you back up a Tesla into a supercharger like you and I have, Randy, and I think so has Nick and Drew with the one Model 3 that you guys got to drive, the charger is meant to plug in on the back left of the vehicle. But because the Cybertruck is so big, it might be easier just to pull in with the Cybertruck instead of back in. So it could be on the front right, which would bode well for those.
Every single photo is showing the left side of it, except for that overhead is the right, but that overhead I can't really make out anything.
I can't see
That's a good
port.
detail, Randy. I didn't catch that until you pointed it out. Man, there's more changes than I thought.
I mean, if anything, that last image in the first set of images that Sawyer Merritt put in, that's very blurry and it's kind of banked on the track. There's maybe, it looks like to be some mark or a line where the port is supposed to be, but on the right side, on the back. But that'd be kind of weird for trying to plug into superchargers, just because they're meant for back left.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
interesting.
Huh.
Nick, what do you
How about
think?
you, Nick? Are you going to take the mirrors off?
I am going to knock those mirrors off with the sledgehammer that Franz used to demo the strength of the steel.
Is that the
Possibly
next
a steel ball. Maybe I'll just hook a steel ball at those mirrors.
Is that the next cyber product that they're going to come out on the store? Instead of this, you're going to have
cyber hammer. Yes.
Yeah, cyber whistle, and then you're going to have a cyber sledgehammer.
All ready for it. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
It's an interesting design change. I'm not a huge fan of it, I guess. It's
What do you not like?
the fact that the bed is smaller and it looks a little bit more scrunched. Like what I liked about the original Cybertruck design was that it was very like elongated. Like it was elongated must. It was not scrunchy. This one, maybe it's just the aerial shots that we're seeing, but it looks more scrunched. And I have to withhold that final judgment until I, see some more angles of it and maybe even see it in person. But
Sure.
it definitely looks more scrunchy than the last one, and the bed looks a little bit shorter. And they don't have the cool steel bed anymore. It looks like it's just a regular black bed. Oh well. Also with the quad motor variant, coming out. It's going to be like $190,000 probably, and they're going to make 8 of them. So I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm at the moment, and we'll see what Elon cooks up.
Okay. Yeah, I could understand that. A lot of people were sold on it because of how big everything was and how utility focused it was. So if it's,
and I recall saying back when Elon was like,
that,
"Oh, it's 3% too big" or whatever. I recall saying I want it 3% bigger, and and whether or not it's actually the exact same dimensions as it was, I don't know. It could be, but it looks more scrunched, just
Not
the way the lines are drawn.
So. Yeah, this definitely does not fit 4 trash cans in it like my Ram does right now. So it's already a downgrade in space for me.
I like the steel bedding more, just for a looks perspective. Completely being
bare,
but
I know that the coating
way more functional though.
Absolutely, no, yeah, for sure, yeah, no. There's no practicality about why I like the prototype more.
Imagine having a stainless steel iPhone mirrored finish in the bed of your pickup truck.
I think I want the prototype Cybertruck to be as close to a spaceship as possible, and I don't want no bedding, coating, bed liner, and that. Like it needs to look like a Death Star, Star Destroyer, Millennium Falcon. Yes, yes.
Give me Slave One.
Yes.
No.
How do you feel about the windshield wiper design?
I think it's pretty smart. I don't know if you've looked too close into it, but it looks like they've got 2 windshield wipers on that sucker. One on the end and then one mid-span. So it's easy to get a windshield wiper for it. Like the Model Y, there's existing windshield wipers that you could put on it. It's not like you have to buy a special one from Tesla. You can go to any auto parts store and get it.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty smart idea for windshield wiping, kind of like a... It's a more awkward approach with like the Hummer, because it's got like I think 1 or 2 that swing or whatever, and that looks kind of strange.
It has 3.
It has 3? Oh, well then, even more weird. Where this looks, yeah,
Cybertruck has 1.
It doesn't look as sleek, which is kind of a bummer.
It's the biggest windshield wiper I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
Oh my God.
Literally the size of the state that they're gonna make the Cybertruck in.
They make cars smaller than that windshield wiper.
We make cars big in
do.
Texas. We also make our windshield wipers big in Texas too.
Everything's bigger in Texas, including windshield wipers.
Wow.
I've never. It's kind of asymmetrical.
That throws me off. I don't like it.
Well, how else would you do it?
Would you prefer it like regular in the middle or something?
No, I prefer none.
Not driving in the rain.
You want lasers?
No, honestly, maybe this is the most practical for keeping it as sleek as possible, but the symmetry is throwing me off now, just because it's maybe because it's so big, so it's in your face about it. But like the iPhone camera bump, maybe you just get used to it after a while. And I'm not the one who's going to be looking at it. And if it's obviously on the black side of the windshield anyway, so it's going to be basically out of any obstructing views anyway from where you'll be sitting. So it's not that it's going to like hinder any viewing angles, but it's so big. And I remember like, oh, well, that's what I was saying about those camera notches every year. So at one point I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess
the Tesla notch.
Own it. Yeah, own it. This is their notch gate.
This was why updating people on the design as soon as possible, in my opinion, is a good idea, because it gets expectations in check. Like if we were all seeing this design like a week before deliveries, everyone would be like, oh. But now we have probably a good year to get used to this.
Yeah.
If not
and
more,
I'll be ready by then.
2023. So mass production could start in 2023. Which
they also updated the
I think
site.
you said volume.
Well, they updated the site as well. I don't know if you caught that last night, where instead of your order will be prepared as it can by 2022 or in 2022, and they've changed it to just it'll be prepared at some point.
You'll be able to complete your configuration as production nears.
Yes.
They just dropped the 2022 part, so even less information.
Imagine
I didn't think that was possible.
by the time they are done with the final version, like the windshield, for example, is actually going to be smaller than what we're looking at. The bed will have some type of modification of sorts. What's cool to see now in place though is the windshield. We saw it as a standalone slab of glass. Like, what's that curve doing? And now that I see, it's like, okay, so they changed the top. It's not a sharp angle anymore. There is a curve on the upper part of that the back windshield, and all these little pieces from afar, just kind of seeing it pieced together. Like, I still like the truck for what it is, because here's what we do know, at least as of today. There's still no Tesla logo, so it's still the status symbol for what it is.
No need.
No
need.
need. Yeah, you take one look at that, like, oh my God. But now, what I want to see is the back. Like, or not the back that we see right now where it's on the road. Like, is there any indicators at all on the vehicle that's going to say Cybertruck or...
No, please don't.
The screen.
Honestly, even the fact that the Model 3 has like a little Model 3 badge on the inside of the driver door on the floor, like, that feels tacky to me. Like, the car should...
Phooey.
I like it, and you can change it up with a lit one. That
Sure,
lights up.
but if I got one, I'd probably change it up, because I feel like that's a little tacky. I don't need my car reminding me who made it. Like,
No, I'm the same way.
like
I side with
no
Nick on this
brands.
one.
If I could just have no brands on the entire vehicle, but yet have it still be an iconic design, obviously.
That's why I like my MacBook so much. There's no MacBook Pro text beneath the screen.
Turn it over, Drew. Things ugly.
But I think...
That's
like,
where the Cybertruck word is. It's on the
shouldn't
bottom.
there be a legal... something there that's like, oh, you have to identify the vehicle.
Nah.
Nah.
All right.
You look at it. That's how you identify it.
It's probably on the rims or something.
Does it look like a door wedge? Yes or no?
It would be funny if this someone was speeding in a Cybertruck. Well, it's not that funny, but it'd be interesting if someone was speeding with a Cybertruck and the police were chasing after it. And they're like, "What kind of vehicle is it?" And they happen to not be a big, Tesla fan, so they didn't really know what to call it. They're it's a
military vehicle.
tank. Yeah.
Remember that shot in the China photo of the tank and the guy standing in front and just...
Oh, no, stop, please, no. Okay, we're going to...
We just lost half our listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were catering to China.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
You're talking about Tiananmen Square.
No. I think we got the bingo card taken care of. I'm good.
That didn't
I
exist.
just want to know where you're going.
Bing
Like,
Chi.
is there a bunch of Cybertrucks behind, one GM fan?
Someone should make that.
We led. We're leading. Except now they don't even have the crab walk feature exclusive to them. So
No.
So Elon says
So
the
what,
Tesla
Hummer have
bot
4
could
motors?
be building Cybertruck.
What motor do you think we're seeing here? I think this is the single motor. Maybe.
No.
I don't think
I
the
quad
single motor will ever exist.
Quad motor.
Yeah, I think this is either a dual or quad, or maybe even a tri if they're still planning on doing a tri.
Well, Elon said they were going to start production with quad, so I have to assume they're prioritizing prototyping that one just so they can get it all down.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess, I'd say quad.
One thing I do want to add again with this design is
Lots of tape.
Lots of tape, but
How
the
is this gonna be
doors
durable?
That's permanent.
the doors don't have the slits anymore for the door handles to slide out.
Yep, door
which is
handles are
nice.
gone.
But
Yep.
I mean, take this as my only observation that I think is accurate. It looks like there's a button on the bottom of the B pillar. Right above where the two doors meet, where the front door opens up.
Oh, yeah.
And the passenger door pivots. It looks
Yeah.
like there's a button there. If you look through the different images, you would expect if it's a reflection for that reflection to move a little bit of whatever it's reflecting, whatever, if it's a building behind it or a trash can or whatever. And there's nothing right next to it. So I think that's a button. So I think it might be going the Mach-E approach. If it might be a fail-safe. Like, they might still be going
It
with
also
like
could be the trackpad like the Roadster,
it could be that too, but now it's digital.
where you have to swipe.
Or yeah.
If that's a failsafe, or that's its backup version of it, it would be cool since there's no handle, that when you walk up, not necessarily the same way I think was the S or the X that would just open the door for you, but have like you touch the door and it acknowledges input. Like there's a sensor with a certain
but will it work with gloves on?
Ooh.
Yes.
Probably not.
Yeah, that would be it. Of all Teslas people will get into with gloves on, the Cybertruck's probably the most common.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are driving it around construction
So
sites.
maybe there's a type of it's a pressure sensitive point then.
I think that's how the Model S's new door handles work. Some guy did like a teardown of them, and it's not a like a captive or resistive touch sensor. It's just a small little sensor that's watching how the motor is turning, and when you force the motor in a little bit, just like pressing even in a little bit, it'll trigger the whole thing to open up the motor. So I'd imagine it's going to be an extremely simple solution that's just going to watch like the movement of the door or something like that.
Didn't Chris from Dirty Tesla say that's what he wanted? You wanted to kick it open? You just go up to it and
just have like a boot print on the side of the
door.
door.
A steel ball every time at it and to open it.
Well, like, if there is a button in the middle there, does that open both doors or just the front? Or just the
I think it will unlock. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Will it even have locks? Like the little pop-up, pop-down lock indicators?
Boop, boop, boop.
Well, most Teslas don't have those.
Guys, I know what's bugging me about the new vehicle now.
The wiper.
No, it's by the wiper, but it's the frame. It's not consistent. Like
the steel on the back half stops when it hits the glass.
And it's black. Where I'm looking I'm doing a side by side. Where next to the prototype one that we see, where it's just a consistent steel frame going like that. This one, it's thick, stops, a little thin. It's a little thinny, so it's not. I just want, again, it's not symmetrical anymore, so it's bothering me. Where I'm looking at this hunk of steel on the prototype, it's like it's all symmetry and beauty.
This one like feels probably their alpha version, so they probably hand built this.
Oh, I'm sure.
So like, I'm not worried about the fit and finish
it's an
of
alpha.
this, or even some of the angles. I'd imagine
I am.
It's all going to get worked out, but.
If they said they finalized the design, then I can only conclude that this is.
The CAD model might be finalized, but getting it into the real world is a different story.
Very
this
true.
Is something we're not supposed to be looking at right now. This is something that was just caught. So that again tells me that this might be what we're looking at. We're peeking at Christmas presents a little early.
I would say this is probably. It's likely not completely final, but it is closer than the prototype we saw 2 years ago is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little bit after the anniversary. Happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary. I don't even remember the 2-year event anymore. It's been so long.
It's over 2 years now.
Oh.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
That's a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. Well, I'm glad the interior seems to be using darker materials. No more marble. I don't think the white would have aged as well.
Get rid of the marble.
My greatest
I don't think there will be much interior options.
Was I didn't get the white interior finish like I initially wanted. And I first was kicking myself like, I just should have spent the $1,200 or whatever it was. Like, I really like it. It's clean. And every single person who has the white interior just like, it's either really dirty now or they're like, oh my God, the upkeep's annoying. And I just looking at my black seats, I see some stains. I'm like, oh God, I dodged a bullet. And I was kind of a little bit worried about the Cybertruck for a second. Oh, I still said it. But unintentional
though.
Yeah, not intentional this time. So having a darker fan, I like the idea that either you get to choose or it's just going to go black. I just like that there's a darker version of it now.
Yeah. Something that Carrie and I were going to do, my wife, was if the back of the seats were still white, we were going to take them to a detailer and wrap them black or gray or something that kind of matched what we liked the interior, or at least what went with the interior well.
We'll do the Rivian green.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Forest green.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, my next question about this. I don't know if, I mean, this is a prototype. I don't know whether they tried finalizing or tinkering with the interior more, or if they were just more focused on the exterior for this one and its functionality. But I would like to see the interior. If they give an update in January with pictures, I'd like that. Is what does the interior look like now? Like the front dash, is it black, or do we get a white option, or what's the back of the seats look like? Because
if the yoke is going to change from the
I can't tell if this thing is a yoke or not.
I was trying really hard to look into that. I can't tell.
Yeah, those yokes are small. That makes them hard to find.
Yeah, I gotta look at the overhead, and I just can't. I can't see.
There's a hand on the side, but you can't really see a curvature of a wheel nor a yoke.
Yeah.
Well, he did double down not long ago that it would have a yoke, but the yoke, at least on the prototype, didn't have any like blinkers, or at least from what I can tell, it didn't have the buttons you'd have on the Model S and X yoke. So
I think
how you implement those, I don't know.
I think Aptera's ruined me in terms of looking at top-down perspectives of cars now, especially the Cybertruck. You could fit a whole bunch of solar panels on like the front end of that dashboard, not where like the marble or I guess new black is. Like, I'm looking at the overhead one. I think it's a part of a 2-picture series that Sawyer Merritt also tweeted out. Like, you could put like a nice row of solar panels right there, little tiny ones, and you can get a good amount of, I mean, it might be only 10 miles of range, and maybe you can do some Tesla glass magic and make it so that it doesn't glare off into your eyes when you're driving, but still has a high solar incidence or whatever, or high viewing angle for the sun. You could do that with this. Come on, Elon.
Oh, yeah.
Put solar on this thing.
This is a good one to do it on, just because of how flat and
upgrade package
big
will come
it is.
with it, I'm sure.
That's not going to come for like a year.
Probably. To mix up just to break up the mundane of drilling over stainless steel, looks like there's a Model S refresh also sighting with the new taillights and stuff that's out there.
Already? Didn't the Model S just get refreshed?
It's not a big one, but
maybe it's the Plaid Plus finally coming back.
So you're also retweeted something else a couple or like 10 minutes ago now, but
yeah, I saw it.
So look, I guess all that to say that we got some products all in the pipeline of hopefully every section. So Cybertruck S, then maybe also X, and then I wouldn't be surprised if we get something for 3 and Y as well.
Yeah, probably the AMD Ryzen refresh, and then the lithium 12-volt battery, I think, is rumored to. Now that China's implemented that in not just the performance, but they also brought it to the normal Model Y, I think that's inevitable. Everything's moving to AMD. Intel is losing everyone now, including Tesla.
Rip Intel.
I can't wait to see, because right now what we see with the Cybertruck right here are their daytime always on lights and stuff. I want to see the beam. I want to see that at night with it.
Yeah, I can't tell if it has one in these pictures.
They're not on.
They're not on, but it's there.
I'm sure they're not on.
You can see in the second set of pictures that there is the light. Like, it definitely looks like glass with LEDs behind it, or at least some cover, I guess,
because
that has LEDs behind it.
Solid beam of light is, to me, one of the most iconic visualizations of the Cybertruck. It's one thing to see this hunk of steel just sitting in a parking lot, but when the light's on and it's a solid, RoboCop line, I'm like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah, this frunk is really tiny as well. It's smaller than I thought.
Yeah.
The what is the frunk?
The frunk is a whole lot smaller than I was expecting. The Ford F-150 Lightning
we can't
makes
see inside it.
But I mean, just think about. I would think about the Model S, like either the original or the not refreshed, but the next version of it when it got the front fascia update. The frunk went from like really wide and large to a little bit smaller, but even so, like it still has surrounding material around it, so you're not going to get like the whole area of that frunk. And already I can tell just from.
Well, we don't know. We might.
You don't know. Every single vehicle I've seen, whether it's mine or a Rivian or any other electric vehicle, has some tub rim around it. It's not like it goes up to the edge like a screen. It's
no.
It's usually
but it's bigger than all the other vehicles.
It is.
It's likely the biggest frunk on any Tesla.
I would contest that with the original Model S. That frunk was huge. I don't know if you've ever gotten to see one.
We'll have to open it up.
Yeah,
I want to see this thing opened up.
When will we see this thing opened up? I mean, it's only 20 or 30 minutes away from me, where I'm at. So
yeah.
I could
probably hidden in a tent now. Elon replied to the tweet already.
That was quick.
He's probably mad at someone for driving it around. What are you guys doing? Someone had a drone.
What did Elon
You can't
say?
drive outside anymore. It's against the rules.
He said CGI IRL.
Yeah. He just keeps saying the same thing. Looks like CGI. But it's not.
This thing's fake.
This is fake. That would have been a funnier response.
Imagine
if he just
this.
said, this is fake.
He just would have said, this is fake.
This isn't real.
That's funny.
Maybe the bed's not as small. It's just the truck is just huge, but the bed stayed the same size.
No, because it's smaller than my Ram. If like the reports are true that shrunk 3%, which I think Elon's confirmed it, and this thing's the size of my Ram, no.
Well, it's a huge cab, if that's the case.
It's massive.
Does the Ram have a mid-gate?
No mid-gate on the
Maybe
Ram.
this will have a mid-gate. It's like...
I know that's like your dream, Drew, but I'm not too sure. There's only so much space you can...
He said worth considering when someone asked about it.
Yeah, he said worth considering. That doesn't mean it is considered.
Or not
Or
considered.
it's not put into the production.
As in it could...
It's not
I feel like
either,
the camping package picture they posted would not work without one. Otherwise, there's no way to get out of the tent. You'd have to climb over the stoves.
Well, that could be folded in which I think that's the idea is once you're done cooking food, you put everything in and then you go on top. And then now you've got an artificial bed warmer underneath you since it's cooling off.
So if someone's cooking and you're still asleep in the tent, you just can't get out.
Yeah. I think that would be a Tesla thing to do, honestly. It's not really...
oh, well.
I don't know.
They need more time to think about these camping packages.
That's what they're doing right now. They're just delaying everything for the camping package. I do think, though, however, I think the size still allows for a Cyberquad to go in the back. So...
Oh, yeah.
The kids' version of the Cyberquad.
The kids' one.
Oh,
You can fit 2 of those now.
quads are big, but I think you could fit the Cyberquad in there. So...
I hope so. That was
Now
kind
he
of
just
their,
tweeted Mars and cars.
Mars and
I think he's playing into it now.
Who's this guy?
He's on a rampage at the moment.
Yeah. Somebody got fired.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Let's change
Randy.
pace just so I can bring my adrenaline down. And no, oh God, Mike, no. Now my adrenaline's about to go back up.
Did you get the beta, Randy?
If I did,
And by that silence, ladies and gentlemen, we know that Randy has had the beta for weeks now.
if I've had it for 2 weeks now, here are my thoughts. Not
2
only
weeks.
have I not got it, I'm sitting at a perfect 100. I can't go any higher. And I've been in zone to get it now for over a week. And alas, I wait and I wait and I wait. But I don't know. Now I have this. I'm not mad anymore. Now I'm just like, is this some sick? Bless you, sick. I said sick and he sneezed. Is this some sick joke that Randy's just not, even when I meet the requirements? Mike tweeted
Exceed the requirements.
Phoenix is exceeded all requirements and still nothing. And Mike sent in our group chat, he sent another video of his car doing flawless maneuvers now. And I'm just like with a happy tear, which I can relate.
Flawless in this video, which I probably won't post because you could definitely see street signs that I drive by near my house. I think I've talked about this turn so many times, and I think it's fair because it's a tough turn from the beta's perspective. It's now done it at night in a proper manner. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward when it does the turn, but and it did stop basically at the apex of this hump or hill that you turn off onto this one street to get to my house. But it did it without getting too close to the barrier or whatever on the right. And it didn't chicken out, and it did good. So it's only getting better and better now, Randy. So I'm begging as much as you as well in terms of the beta being graced on your car, maybe by the end of the week.
I wonder what's stopped the rollout. Do you think like the servers have too much footage coming in and they can't handle any more?
Randy now qualifies. Let's just pause. It says here he qualifies. Let's just wait.
We have enough beta testers. Thank you.
98? Nah, we'll just stick with 99. Or
Randy hasn't driven his car for a week and it's just sitting there. He just won't touch it.
The pandemic has affected us all in different ways.
That's true.
My car just sits there and waits.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Well, so I take comfort into knowing that I think I have instinctively become a better driver now, because now when I'm not driving the 3, I still drive so cautiously where I'm like, no, get this out of my head. Go back to being a jerk on the road. But like, I don't want to drive up to nobody. I want like 4 cars distance now, and I do feel safer, but yeah, I'm safe. But I want to take my car out for like a nice I haven't been to an Apple store in forever, and I used to take the Model 3 up to the closest one at an Apple store to the mall just to stretch my legs, go look at other techie things and it's always cool that I can summon the Model 3 when I'm in the parking lot. Like, okay, and I like to watch how it's doing its thing. And 10 out of 10 times, people are just like, and like they're looking at a possessed vehicle, and I'm just like, yeah. And now I don't get any of those joys anymore. Now it's just sitting there. My tires are the tire pressure is kind of
silent.
And now I just sit in silence.
The sound of
Somebody
silence.
stole my full self-driving.
And now I just sit in silence. I ponder of something great. My car will drive, and then it'll wait.
Silence.
Honestly, my tire pressures are off now. Like, the sensor keeps telling me that because it's sitting so long, and my sensors are just like, hey, this side is off. No, it's not. I just looked at it. But I'm getting the reverse aging effect because the car's just sitting there now. How many miles I drove this year? Not enough.
I've been the opposite. I've driven too much. I had to update it on my insurance. I'm like, this is not accurate anymore. I'm now doing 5K more. But
yeah. I think I would like to sit here and tell you guys it with all intent in my heart that I would have something to report back by Christmas, but I don't know if that's looking like the case anymore.
I'm confident you'll have it by the end of the year, Randy.
Oh, you are a glass half full kind of guy.
Maybe. I've been a bit pessimistic.
I'm a glass is twice as big as it needs to be kind of guy.
I just feel like it's too good to be true. I would like to have it, obviously, but I just think that maybe if they're not pushing out, there is a good reason, and I will I will yield.
They don't like you.
That's it.
That's
it.
Have you? So you noticed it improved on that turn to get home. Have you noticed any regressions in new updates where it like used to be fine at something and now it sucks?
Well, it has flagged me for not paying attention when I basically was paying attention, so that was interesting.
How basic we talk.
I was looking at the screen for 2 seconds to change a song, and it's like, pay attention. So
2 whole seconds.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It was not happy that I looked at the screen for more than 2 seconds.
The Model Y screen or your phone screen?
The Model Y, not my phone. I don't look at my phone when I drive anymore after the first warning.
So do you have 2 strikes?
I don't even know how to look at these strikes. I don't know if you guys do. I don't.
Okay.
But I guess
I've
I have 2
seen people
strikes.
posting about them, so I assume there's a way.
Yeah, I saw someone posted like, hey, my strike went from 1 to 0, and I'm looking at like the picture he included. I didn't see any numbers. I only saw words. So I'm not too sure how to view the strikes, but I apparently cannot stare or even look at the screen when I've got full self-driving enabled or the beta enabled. So that's a little
put
bummer.
Your sunglasses on
funny.
and don't move your head.
Yeah, there you go.
I think they can see through the glasses, but in terms of degradation of certain skills, no. It's only improved in every circumstance.
Good.
There's some weird roads I
good.
drive on where like it wants to get into this right lane, but then that right lane ends in like 20 yards or 30 yards. It doesn't do that anymore. It's learned. It still does the stupid lane changing on the highway whenever it wants to, even though I've disabled get out of the fast lane. It still just goes whatever lane it wants. So that's a little bit annoying. But no, I think it's been fine overall. It's getting better on some roads that are dangerous that I was a little bit tentative. It did get close to a tow truck last night on my ride home, but that was on like the worst stretch of road on my commute home. So I don't blame it. Like very specific section where cars are really close. You're on a tight turn. It's not smart to put it there, or at least like if you're really believing in it, yeah. But I mean, I was paying attention the whole time, so I was ready to take over, and I did take over because I got nervous. It was probably going to do it fine. Anyways, no, I'm not seeing any degradation anywhere.
Cool.
I haven't tried summon yet in these new updates, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I do find whenever I go to park somewhere, sometimes it doesn't do the auto summon, or was the auto park. It doesn't want to give me that option. Other times, like it'll be a parking lot full of spots, and it'll be like, let's park at this one. No, how about this one? No, how about this one? Like it really wants to do it in some parking lots. It's like, let me do it. I can do it.
Can I drive? Can I drive?
Yeah. Basically like how excited. Randy described, get out of this lane. No. Get out of this lane. No. Get out of this lane. No. It's now like that with parking. Let me park here. No. Let me park here. No. So.
Well, as experiencing the beta, this might be your last podcast of the year, right?
This might just be. I'm gone next week, and then
I
think we're taking a break the week after or something like that. But
it'll be Christmas Eve the week after, so I think, yeah. So
wow, it's that close.
Would you say, in recapping of beta ownership, has it changed your perspective of level 3 autonomous and level 5, or would you say you still stand where you were before you had the beta?
I think we're close to level 3. Level 5, I think, is a long way away, but level 3 is definitely on the horizon with these new updates. It's getting, like I described earlier.
That's my dream. That's all it was.
It's getting a whole lot better with turns that it couldn't do when I originally got it. And it's becoming a whole lot more confident. It's becoming a little bit less uncertain, and it's confidently uncertain disposition or behavior, which makes me more confident as well in regards to the future of autonomous driving.
Nice.
Is it ready now? No. But is it going to be ready in the next, conservatively, 5 years? I would bet.
Dude, if you go back 5 years from now, like the advancements that had happened just from then.
Oh, yeah. It couldn't even stop at stop signs and stoplights 5 years ago.
2016, yeah.
You could barely change
crazy.
lanes.
No.
And yet they were still calling it full self-driving. but
just those advancements in the last 5 years
stuff.
are incredible. I can only imagine now just the refinement part It's like a well-oiled machine.
I'll be super interested once Tesla starts assuming some more liability. That's what I'm most pumped for. Like, all the beta getting better and better is kind of cool, but it won't be mind-blowing until Tesla starts sending out like notifications or emails that says you can look away and will be held responsible to what the car does when it's driving itself. I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. I'm not sure it'll ever do that, to be honest. I have a doubt that they'll relinquish liability. Hey, that. My dog's making her.
Well, that's what you'd have to do level 3. You'd have to reach that point. It'd be kind of weird to be like, you're still liable, but you can look away.
I think they might change their verbiage. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, please keep your eyes on the road at all time. You just won't get the warning when you take your eyes off, but they'll be like, you need to keep your eyes at all times.
Oh, it'll be a wink. Keep your eyes on the road.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Like a monkey emoji with the hands over the eyes or whatever. It'll just basically show that on the screen.
Okay, guys, we need you to keep your eyes on the road.
Or they'll change it to be like, do the best you can to keep your eyes on the road.
Please be as
on the front. I'm trying.
Yeah, it'd be something like that. Like, please be aware of your surroundings. Da 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 da.
There we go.
Stuff like that. Like they'll word it in a way that legally they're safe and you're safe and everybody can have fun.
Okay. I'm wondering if rear-wheel steering on the Cybertruck is going to result in a tighter turning radius than all other Teslas, or is it just you have to have rear-wheel steering to get as close as a normal Tesla?
Speeding up. Quick! I see a parking spot. Slow motion.
Insert Tokyo Drift.
The door.
That's it.
The door auto opens and you like step out as it's.
It's like Spies in Disguise or whatever.
Yeah.
With Will Smith and Tom Holland. Yeah.
You have to step outside.
I think it's the latter, Drew, with your query. I think it's gonna be a tighter turning radius for trucks as a whole. Like, it's gonna be hopefully one of the tightest turning trucks on the market that you can get, next to, I guess, Hummer maybe, but the Hummer's huge. But
9,000 pounds.
Yeah, whatever the heck it is. But I don't think it's going to be tighter turning than the Y. I think it's going to be either matching that or just a little bit less, because the truck is huge. Like, it was more mind blowing when I could see my Volvo 940 do a U-turn quick or much tighter than my Honda Civic, which is shorter, and that's a sedan, versus the 940, which is a wagon and long. That was more mind-blowing. And the wheelbase, it didn't appear to be shorter, but it must have been, or something else, but it was able to turn tighter than that. So
those Volvos are tanks, man.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're the OG tank of street legal vehicles out there. Those things are very bottom heavy that you can't flip them.
On my drive to school, what am I saying? On my drive to work, I'm having a flashback to school, I guess. On my drive to work yesterday, almost like maybe not every other car, but I saw at least 10 Volvo close to 940s. There's some older versions, like the 240, I think, and then others that were close, like the 640. And I'm very nostalgic about that car. I think if Volvo did something like that, but with electric, that'd be pretty cool. But instead, they're cashing in on the cow that is compact SUVs.
For sure, yeah.
So it doesn't make me as excited. I want to see more different vehicles than a crossover in the electric space.
I know.
I would
People keep buying them.
I know. They're just
Stop buying the compact. I'm not helping with this because that's exactly what we're getting.
How do you guys feel about the Ford updates that they were going over in regards to, well, one, they're not going to be able to meet their demand, evidently, for one. And
I think they mostly have their heart in the right place, it seems like. I wish they would shut up about anti-Tesla stuff, because
for sure
it still annoyed me when the CEO was like, Consumer Reports claims autopilot's dangerous. It's like, dude, you made Blue Cruise. It's like infinitely worse. It can't even turn. It's like on a normal freeway. It was having a hard time turning. Sandy was like, what? But Yeah, like the part I like what he said was just that right now it seems like we have twice as much demand as we do supply, and they're already struggling to meet supply of the Mach-E. They're not able to deliver as many of those as they were hoping. I'm sure chip shortage has something to do with it, but
I'm sure
also a lot of Mach-E's at dealers sitting around. But yeah, I think I liked him saying we need to double capacity and we need to upgrade our batteries. I'm just like, if only there was some company suggesting how to mass produce batteries at an insane scale with a new cylindrical format that was rated to last, over 1 million miles. That would be cool, but there isn't.
If only.
It doesn't exist. I don't know what cells the Mach-E uses. They're probably 2170, but yeah, the batteries they put in the Lightning are going to require so much more, and they have more demand for the Lightning than they do the Mach-E. So yeah, if I feel bad for anyone that was like mildly interested in a Lightning, because you'll probably not get one now for 4 or 5 years. They don't even take orders for them now. So
that's actually, I would word it. I'm mildly interested, not as interested as Cybertruck or Rivian or anything else, but I'm still.
So is my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a huge Ford fan. He has an F-150 now. He's big into Mustangs and all that, and we talk about electric cars still, and he's mildly interested. And I told him about the Lightning, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. It's pretty much the exact same size, same cab, same bed as his current truck, just happens to be electric." And he was like, "How much is it?" And I was like, "Well, the Pro's supposed to be $40,000, and then with the tax credit," he was like, "Oh, really? I thought it would be way more." But I'm sure he didn't get his reservation. Yeah, with the dealer markup, it'll be $9 billion. But yeah. I also think they might pull what they did with the Mach-E, which is like it starts at $40,000 or $43,000, and then they only make the higher tiers. So getting a hold of that base option is like near impossible, because they're like, "Oh, we don't have any of those in stock. All we have is this one, and we put a $5,000 markup on it." So you're actually going to spend 55, 60. Ugh. But yeah, I mean, I wish more EV companies could get along. Like it annoys me when two EV brands are fighting with each other, because it's like, guys, we have so much bigger problems than this, or arguing, or just people in the community arguing, like, Lucid does this better. I prefer the way Lucid does. Oh, Tesla's in trouble now because it's such and such. Like, no one's in trouble, guys. Make your cars, focus on your customers. Don't get all fussy about each other. Like
it's not a measuring contest about who's got the what, like
who's got the biggest frunk.
That's what every time I do a live stream and we bring up the Cybertruck, Lightning has a bigger frunk, It's like, ooh, everyone cancel your order.
Why? You're careful, everybody. Your insecurities are showing.
To be fair, I did bring that up in this podcast, but that's only because I would like to store a whole bunch of stuff in the Cybertruck, and if it doesn't have enough storage in the front, then I'm gonna have to store it in the bed.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Which has a vault.
All that junk inside your frunk.
You should make a parody of that.
I don't think the Lightning even has a tonneau cover.
Does the Lightning have a tonneau cover?
Not in any of the pictures I've seen.
I guess
like if your goal is to store stuff and have it protected via the frunk, then you'd still be able to protect it in the vault. So
yeah, but I guess maybe Ford's trade-off is they've already got partnerships with people like Tonneau World or whatever. That's where that's where I got my tonneau cover.
You could buy one.
So yeah, you could probably, if it's basically the same footprint as the Ford F-150 that the Lightning is, you could easily just buy a tonneau cover that's meant for a Ford F-150 and put it on the Lightning and say, "See, it's good."
Is it bulletproof?
I don't think they ever aimed for it to be bulletproof. I think they meant it to be Ford tough.
Then I don't want it. Ford tough.
I drive through the hard streets of Harlem. I need bulletproof.
Okay, Randy.
Well, what's fascinating to me is how drastically different. I don't think I've ever seen two products in a similar market that were designed so inherently differently as the Lightning and Cybertruck, and yet both are like sold out for years, which I think says a lot about how
the
there's
camps
room for
that people
everyone.
are in, and they're all like, no, yeah, this is it. Yeah.
The Lightning will sell great, and the Cybertruck will sell great, and there's too many people that are convinced it has to be one or the other.
Oh no.
I just think, I think Cybertruck will outbuild everyone else. Like, I believe Tesla will have the capacity to deliver more trucks than everybody else. It's not so much about how much demand there is. It's just, it's overbearing now. The design, is kind of off-putting to many traditional truck owners. So they're like, oh, that's weird, that's different. But as soon as it's out and people are using it, it starts to become
I'm
more
a
normal.
weird guy, so let's go.
Yeah,
Yes, you
plenty
are,
of weird
Randy.
people.
I'm interested.
I don't like
Once
that
it's-
inflection, Mike. I don't know where you're going at with that, but I don't like that.
I'm interested in seeing what the Silverado and the Ram look like in 2023/2024 in regards to what Ford's path has been and what Tesla's path has been, because at least the silhouettes that they've showed, they look like a Cybertruck but smooth on the side profile. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, I don't
Handsome
know.
Squidward.
Yeah, it's a handsome Squidward. it's hilarious. I'm
now
just-
he's hot.
What TV show is that from?
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Hey
I
Arnold,
don't remember. They are. No, yeah. My prediction is exactly the way the trucks look now, just with a light bar.
yeah, well maybe it could be.
I think these legacy auto brands are probably just going to do exactly what Ford does, which is, we know what our customers want, which is what we've already been making for 10 years, because there's nothing wrong with our current design. So now you can get that same current design but electric, so you're welcome.
You're about as smooth as that brain. It doesn't make sense.
That's just what's so refreshing about the startup brands doing trucks, is that they don't have any legacy design.
Show me
to stay
something weirder than
honorable.
Aptera. Like
Canoe.
It's so abstract.
Canoe's pretty weird.
Canoe's really weird. It's
Yeah.
it is,
So
this
another
is,
startup.
this truck is modeled,
Yeah.
or this truck is brought to you by the letter P for pickup.
It is an actual letter. That's all it is.
It's probably one
That
of my
or,
favorite
I was-
things.
I was thinking of that one like artwork vehicle they made that is just a big, shape. It's like
What are you talking about right now?
Doug DeMero reviewed it. It's like the whole
Oh.
thing lifts up. It's like a concept vehicle. It's not a production car, but it's just a big rhombus, and you can't even see the wheels because they're tucked away. And the pixelated car or something. I forget what it's called. It was something weird.
It's
I was
the
like, that's
it's called the low res car. Literally.
oh, Elon replied to his tweet
Sawyer
about the Cybertruck, and he said, "Cybertruck can have any color you want so long as it's nothing."
Well, history is repeating itself then.
I'm gonna tag Henry Ford in that.
Dylan asked, "Will they be wrapped at the factory as an option?" And he said, "Not at first, but there are many third-party options for wrapping."
There we go. Third
I
party.
like how Elon is acting like Tesla customer support right now.
He's always been customer support. It's
There
never
are
nothing.
other options you can look
One of the
into.
richest
He fired that
men
whole
in the
PR
world.
team, so he doesn't have much of an option.
Elon is the PR team. He's everyone. Can I wrap it? Like, this random guy on Twitter needs to know if you can wrap it. And Elon's like, let me inform him that there are wrapping businesses that exist outside.
And you know,
My
like whenever
detailer.
you do like a customer support tweet to any brand, they always sign it like hyphen, Angela or whatever. And
Yeah.
It's not Angela.
it's just
It's not.
hyphen Elon.
Yeah. That's Elon.
Thank you
This
so
is
much
about
for
this is
bringing
about as weird as when back in the day Steve Jobs would just reply to random people on email and just picking fights with them. Elon's not picking fights, but just like, my God, there are people.
No, he picks fights sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. about people
forget
whether
you're
they're
alive.
yeah. Right. But just like the fact that like out of anybody in the Tesla company, no, Elon is gonna be the one who's just gonna be like, no, well, yeah, man, like he just, and he always says
Interesting. He said not at first.
not at first.
What does that mean? What does anything mean
That's
anymore?
hinting.
We need a giant list of like Elon's claims or like maybe.
No.
And then just cross-reference those with like, is it gonna happen? Yes or no? Like,
Basically implies that at some point they might have a first-party wrapping service.
I don't think they will unless it's in China.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did it after Elon leaves or something.
I suspect maybe at most a clear coat wrapping for protection, but nothing like what mine has.
That's only if you want to maintain the grain on the stainless steel like you would a DeLorean.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about the Cybertruck. I was thinking of just like the models. The Cybertruck, I think, is just going to be left alone.
Yeah, I don't think you need a clear coat on this.
yeah, no. I wasn't even thinking Cybertruck. I'm just thinking like the Model S. You put in 100,000 on it. You're like, okay, yeah, here we'll give you a clear wrap around the bumper, or some type of protective coat, but nothing where it's like an aesthetic or a cosmetic change to it. So
No, the only thing that's close is the performance ducktail spoilers.
yeah. I hope the Cybertruck is still going to be able to make it pretty easy to remove the side view mirrors.
Elon said it would.
Yeah.
But
he said that how long ago now? Yeah. What does he know?
But he said the goal is to make them easy to remove. So
I hope that's
I'm
still
hoping
the case.
magnets.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't think it's magnets.
Knock it right off.
It's going to need to be the most powerful magnets ever. And then if so...
How about people at the factory lick them as they stick to the glass, and then by the time you take delivery, they just fall off naturally. It's
literally just Scotch tape holding it there.
It's blue tape and a suction cup. Maybe that's what they'll do.
That blue tape that we see on the vehicle in these photos, that's actually meant to go on the side view mirrors.
That's within spec. Every truck will be delivered with that tape, exactly where it is. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, this will keep your mirrors on for a couple of miles. You're good.
Couple miles.
As you're driving down, as you're driving on the freeway out of Giga, Texas, you just see these giant piles of mirrors.
Gross. That's what I was thinking as well.
Like every truck drops its mirrors at the same spot.
We call this thing off the side of the road Mount Trashmore. It's just over here a pile of mirrors. Yeah.
Wow.
These are hills of the past.
So there's like no chance of the dual motor Cybertruck being cheaper than the Model Y, right? That's impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah.
At this point, especially after the quad motor was announced, $120,000 starting for the quad motor. Like, this thing is not going to hit anywhere near. We'll be lucky to see an $80,000 model 1 year. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe the dual motor will be $80,000. Like,
but that's only gonna have like.
So where does that put you, Nick? Are you still?
It makes me really sad and really upset because I saw this YouTube video a couple days ago. Some guy stuck 3 jet engines on a Model S. And I'm like, I really want this on a Cybertruck. I really want to be able to just push those throttles to the max.
You could put a much bigger one in the bed.
Kind of like
exactly. Or like a Raptor engine.
Have you seen Inspector Gadget?
You know, like some rocket engines in the back. Yeah, just...
I'm imagining all those Merlin and Raptor tests they do sideways and then just dropping that whole test
on a
in the
Cybertruck. Yeah, that's what I want.
The truck would do this. It would do this.
0 to 60 in yes.
It's not.
You need to put a lot of weight in the front to prevent it from tipping over.
Well, I'm sure that's an engineering
They're just going to put a
but yeah,
1 megawatt-hour battery in the front just so you can
just
to increase the center mass.
They get rid of all the seats except the driver's seat, and you're in the middle, and the rest is just batteries.
It's like a McLaren F1. You're just sitting in the middle of the screen. There's no steering wheel anymore. There's no steering wheel. It's now just the screen where you're pressing buttons to go left or right.
It's all automated.
Forward or backward.
You plug in a Xbox Elite controller. It has to be the Elite. It won't work with the normal.
Here, I got one for you.
I see Nick struggling with all the G-force to try to get his finger to push the button. To get to it.
We can't stop.
Windshield wipers are still
slow down
on.
first.
There's that one myth. I only remember this because I watched an episode of Mythbusters the other day on Discovery Plus, and I think their first myth was a rocket car that someone made. And it basically, he tried turning it off or hitting the brakes. It wouldn't. It went over a hill and then flew all the way into another hill and exploded into a fiery mess.
Ooh,
that's what I see with this thing. If you attach a Merlin engine.
That's a good idea. Elon replied to another tweet.
What did he say?
We're just now.
He actually, his idea was very similar to what I was suggesting. He said, someone was asking, so Jack Farrington was like, those side mirrors will have to go, and that is a comically large windshield wiper. Is that the final design on that? Elon responds, manufacturers have to ship cars with side mirrors by law, but owners are allowed to modify their cars. The wiper is what troubles me most. No easy solution. Deployable wiper that stows in front trunk would be ideal, but complex. That's what I was saying. I think
you and Elon have the same brain, Drew. I think that's what that means.
It's also going to increase the price if you do that.
I wouldn't have canceled the standard range.
So it's basically like I'm talking to Elon right now. Oh, hell, Andrew Erickson.
I find it fascinating
that he
admits that wiper isn't what he wants.
What, Mike? What?
Ew.
Just me? Why not? Never mind. God. I'm the weirdo. All right, fine.
You are. I said that like 15 minutes ago.
I think that confirms a couple things now in this tweet.
We could take off the what's called the wiper.
Well, yeah. Well, that's my takeaway of saying that we are looking at the final design. Alpha or not.
Elon's already admitting he doesn't like aspects of
this isn't his baby
but he's
anymore.
Also saying it's like we have to be realistic about it. Because remember, this is Tesla. We're not going to get an update in 2023, 2020. Well, he'll update it as soon as they fix it. There'll be an update that rolls out, an actual new version. So people who are pre-ordering their trucks now, they might very well end up getting what we're looking at today. And as soon as they solve, say, the windshield thing with the frunk, then they'll roll out an update with, okay, new one's doing this, increase it by 1,000 because that's what they do, and then that will be the new Cybertruck. So I think as of today, that's our final design. And once they start fixing things or finding a way to make it less complex, because what he's saying is like no easy solution. He's not, but
I agree. The having the frunk part lift upwards is going to complicate your water sealing.
Yeah.
Because if you open that, you have to seal it not just on the seam between the windshield and the steel, but also the sides. If those lift up, or the front part goes down, it's going to look really weird to have wipers come out just when needed and then stow away when not. But the approach with the giant wiper is. I'm not even an engineer, and I can tell that's technically going to be way easier. You just dot in the corner and call it a day. Yeah. It moves like this.
It'd have to telescope if it hid in the front trunk. It'd have to telescope in length to at least reach driver level or a little bit higher. Or you're just wiping
because there's more space vertically if you go along the windshield than there is if you do sideways.
I would think so. Because I don't think this reaches all. Yeah. I mean, I can see this where like you're getting a quarter circle of water because that's how it moves because it's pivoting upon a
quarter circle.
Shut up. You know what I mean.
That's the official term. It's just a funny term. I've never heard it referred to that way.
At least above the passenger in the front seat, they're not going to get all their dirt and flies and everything.
That passenger's going to be so mad. What the heck?
Well, hey, they get to look up while the car is driving. The driver doesn't. I've already proved that with the Y. You can't look anywhere besides straight. So you're not going to be looking up above you. Might as well just put this on the other side and call it a day, I guess.
Straight is the only way to look.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I don't know. Bingo. I think I'm okay with this design. Or at least with the
I think from
windshield wiper.
from a manufacturing simplicity's sake, this is probably the best way to do it. I can't think of a... I guess you could try to bolt some, but it kind of... What's so iconic about the truck is just that flat glass to steel front. And
that's
if you
why
put
it bothers
wipers,
me. This notch looking, or this bold.
But if you put wipers right above the steel, but at the bottom of the windshield, that would ruin that whole flat front.
I think it's ruining it regardless.
I guess
just take it off.
This kind of ruins it either way.
Just
I'm
remove
not sure
it.
which ruins it
just
more.
deal with the water on your windshield windshield. One
the car will just not have...
The only one
Still
that I would
voting
see
lasers, by the way.
lasers would be cool, but I think one that
But complex.
might look a little bit different and probably garner a lot more questions is if you put rails, kind of like the rails that you see on the back of the bed, put those on the side of the windshield, and then have a single horizontal bar connecting to those two rails, and then it moves up and down like a tonneau cover, but only like one line of it. And then either have it stowed at the top of the vehicle or at the bottom. If you stow it at the top, maybe you could put like LEDs on it that are waterproof.
Ooh.
So then you could get your light bar on the top. And then it goes down and then up and it turns off the LED when it needs to windshield wipe. And yeah, maybe you lose the brightness of how far you can see at night. But I think at that point you'd rather more visibility through the windshield than light.
That definitely sounds more complicated.
It's more complicated, but it's another solution that could work. There might be a lot of issues with rocks getting in there unless they make the channel big enough for rocks to tumble out.
Yeah. Rocks and dust getting in the tonneau cover folding up, I definitely think.
I hadn't even thought about that. I'm going to have so much dust in that. Oh, no.
Nick, this thing's been announced for 2 years now. You didn't think about rocks and dirt in your tonneau cover?
No. Not at the Starbase level. That's a lot of dirt and dust.
Well,
That's
they
gonna
drove
be
it
a repair
around.
issue.
They were doing donuts at Texas with it, so
Still.
they must be
That's a
somewhat
prototype.
thinking of it. I just imagine all these engineers, some similar to Mike's idea, talking about a wiper that goes up and down, and some are saying like let's embed it in the front, and then one intern walks in and just goes, "Big wiper,"
Big wiper.
and he just slaps it in the corner. Done.
You're hired.
The best wiper is no wiper.
Is that meme where he gets thrown out the window?
It's the
Why don't we
opposite.
just
He
put
gets thrown into the CEO seat because Elon's no longer the CEO. He's like the
Techno king.
techno
Because
what?
titles don't mean anything.
It's the SEC filings legally have him as Techno king.
Yes, I love that.
So.
By the way,
Yeah,
there is no CEO of
Well,
Tesla.
there's a weird terminology.
I really
It was
want
like,
him to like go on like some, TV broadcaster, like maybe when he gets hauled up to some Senate, or congressional whatever, and they have to say in the lower third, Tim Cook, Apple CEO, Elon Musk, Tesla Techno King.
Yeah, someone should do it.
Tim Cook's just,
He was like, those terms are made up, and I was like, aren't all terms made up? I mean,
yeah.
they're not from nature. I don't think nature came up with the term CEO.
No, I think what he was referencing is legal or business jargon or legal business jargon. The
Yes.
combination
Well,
of the two.
when you file as a corporation for reporting purposes, when it comes to the tax for all those all that stuff, with those three that he was going over, Treasury, Secretary, and President, those are the actual only like slots you are to fill out in regards to who it is, and most, if not all, small businesses all has them as the same person.
Mm-hmm.
My father-in-law, he, the guy who does bingo, we talked about him. He's all three, but he puts himself as. I forgot he did that. His official title is El Presidente.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Better than
Yeah.
Techno
There you
King.
go.
Yeah, he's like, I'm El
Well,
Presidente.
I'll
I'm
be
like,
the Techno king of Tailosive,
hey, that's
if
actually.
if we're making up words.
Can I be the Techno King? I think it'd be more in my realm.
You can be the El Presidente.
I want to be the Techno King. Every time I come in, you just see Sandstorm.
I was thinking Tron's, was it the club music?
Oh, yeah. Dong, dong.
I forget.
I want that one song that was in The Matrix when everybody was having that rave in the caves. I want that one.
Dracula. Oh, that's so old now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Huh. Why are they still making Matrix movies?
Because I still know Kung Fu.
Because we're all in a simulation watching a movie about simulation.
Watching it. Wow. Whoa!
That's like 16 walls.
Laughs in Zuckerberg. Hey, I'm just smoking some ribs, some meat stacks.
Okay, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, smoking some meat stack. Yeah.
Metaberg. That's a great picture Mike found. That someone snapped a shot of the new Cybertruck with the prototype Model S with the new taillights driving around the test track.
How?
Man, can they just drive these things around? Why do they need a test track? Just drive around Fremont.
How did we get so many photos in a single day? I'm all for it, but
right place, right time with a drone.
I just wonder if this is the first time it's ever been outside, or we just got lucky today.
I think what usually happens is they take it to a location with a trailer, they let it out to test around, and then they immediately put it back in the trailer and then take it to the next location. I don't think it usually sees the light of day, or they don't disclose where they take it. The Earth is big, and there's not a lot of eyes on a lot of locations, so they can afford to take it out of a trailer, but if they're driving it on the road, there's a lot of eyes there.
Yeah, and this is not the same Cybertruck we saw in New York and Texas. This is a different one.
No, this is the one that was probably photographed recently at the airbase.
At the airport, yeah.
If I was going to take these prototypes around as Tesla, not as me trying to make something, but I would go out to Wyoming, somewhere just away from
Utah,
and just
like where you are,
New Mexico.
I would take them to near DC kind of area, somewhere between
North Dakota.
1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
I would take
assuming
it to
Randy's
my house.
Schedule is open.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
if
smart.
you're gonna test that stuff, and also get some shots, if you could control the narrative. It's cool that we have these drone footages and aerial views and stuff like that. But now just imagine if Tesla just gets their production on it, and they show, instead of how we first saw those of Cybertruck driving through the desert and doing us. Now we actually have with these prototypes we get these enhanced photos and videos, and just really at this point now that's out there, just release it now. If you got the stuff, if you got it, just release it. We could officially talk about it at earnings call, but all right, now let's see what we got. Now
seems like they're hyping some kind of update up for January. Sounds like.
Come January, there's a windshield wiper. Thank you. Thank you.
That's all they say.
And we're gonna have Franz try to bend this windshield wiper with a steel beam.
Oh my God!
It bent. Oh no!
It worked really well. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Franz, you gotta stop doing that.
It's not even a picture in the shareholder deck. It's just one of the forward-looking statements. Cybertruck now has a windshield. Just one.
Yeah. Just one Cybertruck.
The landing page, how it says, more utility than an F-150, more performance than a Porsche 911. It just says largest windshield wiper ever in a truck, in any vehicle.
GMC comes with their
JD
giant
Award.
Just
How about my JD Award to say largest windshield wiper? Take that. Reviewed by
Techno King.
Guinness Book of World Records came out to inspect the windshield.
I think some semis would beat that.
That's a windshield wiper.
There's a lot. Ooh, I wonder how big the Tesla Semi windshield wiper is compared to this windshield wiper. Then is it small? Is it big? Are there two? Oh, okay. Drew's got one in his room right now. So
I think it's smaller.
You think it's smaller?
It's not. The windshield isn't actually that large, even though the Semi is a big vehicle. Relative to the Cybertruck windshield, they're pretty close.
Do you have a photo of it, Nick?
No, I don't. Sorry.
When you were with
he just touched it.
Or the Tesla. Oh. No, you got a photo of it, though.
I mean, I've got a photo, but I'm looking at the prototype version of it.
Oh.
I think Drew's right.
Between all of us, we've seen something. Mike has seen the Roadster.
And the semis, both of them.
Yes.
I think I've seen everything
Nick has
besides the
also seen the
Cybertruck.
Semi, and Randy's seen the Cybertruck. So we're all good.
We're an incomplete
We're caught
puzzle that comes together and makes.
We are a complete team. Well,
Techno team.
techno team.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right, that's one last time before we close out. Let's see if Elon responded to anything.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my
Today-
gosh,
You guys
he
think
just
it's weird
announced
that-
information about how the Cybertruck's going to be a boat. What?
Yeah, it drove right through.
Of course it did.
Is anyone else confused that the Plaid Model S Monroe has this like oil company
It's
sticker on the side?
it's a petroleum company that petroleum is used in plastics. So it's probably in partnership with plastics that are used in cars. But unfortunately,
So
that
not
company
actually
also
green. I see.
they're not completely green, no, but they do make plastics that go into cars. I believe is the clarification. So it's not.
Okay.
It's not like suspicious where Monroe's getting a whole bunch of money from an oil tycoon, which
Hey, it's money at the end of the day.
yeah,
I mean,
well, they need it.
I just thought it was weird. It's like it'd be like driving a Tesla around with a big Chevron sticker on the side. I don't know.
I've seen basically
Would've
that in the Bay.
Yeah.
Something close to
Well,
that. Both businesses.
You know, we don't have the capacity for everyone to switch to EVs, even if it is the future. At this moment, you know, there's not enough batteries. So that's why I've said it's not the dumbest idea to make a Tesla Semi move gasoline to gas stations. You know, it would bring the cost of transporting gas down. It would use less energy. There'd be less pollution. And in the meantime, we're going to need gas stations for, you know, the next couple of years. I'm hoping to phase it out, but it's unrealistic to assume we can just ditch all of them in the next decade when there's too many cars still running on gas. So it's like we got to coexist for a little bit here, as long as we're actively trying to get rid of it. But yeah, it'll take a while.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm just glad Monroe got his Model S. He looks happy. Looks like he's having
I mean,
fun.
I own a small percentage of that vehicle. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I wasn't actually buying a sticker. I was buying a small piece of a Model S Plaid. So I'll just head up there and be like, hey,
I got mine.
Hey, there it is.
I own a small piece of that.
mine is somewhere. I'll have to cash in my sticker one day for a ride in it after he takes it apart. It'll just be like the seat and the steering wheel.
Oh man, how long is it going to take for us to buy? How many stickers do we need to buy for him to tear down a Semi?
Stop. Don't give him the idea.
It's going to be like
Don't give him that
3
idea.
billion stickers.
Please.
Oh, that's going to be expensive.
That's a lot of damage.
Anyway, closing thoughts for the year, Mike?
Just for me. No one else.
But not for me.
Well, as my first year, almost full year on the podcast, thank you guys for having me. I've enjoyed being here and discussing all these beautiful vehicles. I'm announcing that I'm retiring. No.
Bye, Mike.
This was a failed experiment.
Yeah. It just didn't work. I'm sorry. I failed everyone.
Well, we tried.
I generated so much drama. No. I guess it's been a crazy year. Again, 2020 and 2021 have proved to be Gemini twins in regards to crazy information and things happening. But it's been a fun year seeing the Model Y exponentially grow in terms of sales to the point where if you buy or try to buy one today, you're likely not going to see it for a year if you want something that's at least cost effective for your wallet and not damaging enough to where you're in debt. But it's been a good. I'd say overall it's been a good year for Tesla. Being able to turn down loans from Germany and other places to build their factory or build cars is a really good sign that the company is built for success in the long run. And I really hope companies like VW and Lucid and both startups and legacy follow suit in electrifying their vehicles and making more sustainable choices in order to both boost profits, because that's where the trend's going and that's what people want, but also just making compelling products that people are excited to buy and drive compared to it's a Honda Civic, it'll work. So I don't know. Here's to 20. I don't know. You guys will probably have a podcast next week, but here's to 2023 on the horizon, where hopefully we'll see some Cybertrucks built.
Yes.
Well said.
Please. Well said. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm drinking out of a camera lens because I don't have a
Drinking out of
Raise-
my water bottle.
Raise your Tesla kilo.
I could get mine out.
aviation gin. Come on, fruit.
Hey.
Yeah. How about you
Sounds
guys?
good.
How about final
Closing
thoughts?
for everybody?
It's good having you this you coming in this season. This whatever. We don't call these ones series, huh? Anyway,
I don't know.
it's good having you.
We might need to change that.
Well, either way.
Just call it a season.
Season.
I don't know.
Right. Point is, it's
That
good
one.
having you. I like having a fellow owner on the show to talk out loud and bounce ideas and get a different perspective, and especially since it's also technically a different model, so it's cool to get insights and stuff like that. But
30%
this has
different.
been, I'd say, 30% different is at what point, it's the old hammer and the
Sickle?
handle thing. Yeah, like at what point is it a?
Where are we
All right,
going?
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
What's with all the communist references in today's episode? Really? Right? You have something to share with us?
I don't even know where to go here.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
luck editing this one, Nick.
Thanks.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.